Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into a fascinating and, frankly, terrifying scientific mystery that's been hiding in plain sight right under the surface of our oceans.
It's a glaring anomaly, and it's puzzled scientists for decades. I mean, we all know our planet is warming at an unprecedented rate, right? Yet, there's this one massive, stubborn area in the ocean doing the exact opposite. So today, we're going to look at the data, follow the ocean currents, and crack the case of this totally bizarre phenomenon.
Section 1. The Cold Blob Mystery. Okay, so between 1993 and 2021, almost all of the world's oceans turned a warming, deep red. But right there in the middle, just south of Greenland and Iceland, you have this striking anomaly. It's a dark blue patch of water, completely surrounded by a boiling world. The contrast here is just staggering. While the rest of the globe is out there setting heat records year after year, this specific swath of water has actually dropped in temperature. It's cooled by nearly a full degree Celsius, that's about 1.8 degrees Fahrenheit, since the turn of the 20th century. It is quite literally an isolated pocket of cooling in a boiling world.
Now here's a wild twist for you. Remember that 2004 disaster movie, The Day After Tomorrow? The one where the planet gets suddenly thrown into a new ice age? You probably wrote it off as pure Hollywood fiction, right? But surprisingly, the root cause of that massive climate shift was entirely based on actual science. And this cold blob we're talking about? It's the very real fingerprint of that exact mechanism.
Section 2. Earth's Giant Ocean Conveyor.
So, the engine driving all of this is called the AMOC. That stands for the Atlantic Meridional Overturning Circulation. Just think of it as a massive planetary conveyor belt. It is absolutely crucial. It's one of the most important systems on Earth, constantly regulating our global weather by transporting unbelievable amounts of heat, water, and carbon all across the globe.
This massive conveyor belt snakes across the entire planet. Basically, you have these warm surface currents flowing north, acting like a giant global heating system. And then underneath them, cold, deep ocean currents are making the return trip back down south.
This mighty engine runs on a super delicate balance of heat and density. Here's how it works. It pulls warm, salty water from the tropics way up toward the northern hemisphere. As this water gets further north, it releases its heat into the atmosphere. This cooling makes the water denser and heavier, causing it to sink deep into the ocean, where it then flows back southward to complete the whole cycle.
Section 3. Solving the Cooling Puzzle.
For a long time, scientists were totally split on this. They debated two main theories for the cold blob. The prevailing wisdom suggested that atmospheric conditions, changes in winds and clouds, were simply pulling more heat off the surface of the ocean in that specific area. But the alternative, and far more alarming theory, was that the AMOC conveyor belt itself was breaking down and just delivering less heat to the region altogether. Well, to settle this debate, physical oceanographer Stefan Rahmstorf and his colleagues went ahead and reanalyzed decades of data. They looked at surface temperature records dating all the way back to the 1870s and then heat flux data from the satellite era, which kicked off in 1993. And what they found was a massive aha moment. The data showed that the heat loss wasn't just happening on the surface where winds and clouds do their thing. The largest drop in heat content was actually plunging down to 1,000 meters deep. That is exactly where the AMOC sits, which proves definitively that the conveyor belt is in fact slowing down and starving this region of its usual tropical heat.
Section 4. Nearing the tipping point.
The really scary part? The data confirms this slowdown is already happening right now. A recent University of Miami study analyzed data from 4 different locations in the Atlantic, including the Scotian Shelf off the coast of Nova Scotia. What they found is that the AMOC is already slowed by 10 to 20% over just the past 2 decades.
Even more shockingly, when researchers compared real-time observational data against climate models, they found that the more pessimistic models are actually the most realistic ones. Under a mid-range greenhouse gas emission scenario, the study estimates this vital conveyor belt could slow by an astonishing 51% by the year 2100.
So, here is the crucial, self-amplifying loop that makes this so dangerous. As global warming heats the planet, it melts northern ice. This floods the ocean with vast amounts of fresh water. Now, fresh water is less dense than salty water, so it just sits there on the surface and refuses to sink. This violent disruption effectively jams the gears of the conveyor belt. And if that deep mixing stops entirely, we cross a point of no return. It'll just continue to collapse, even if we somehow halted all emissions tomorrow.
With the scientific community once considered an extreme, unlikely scenario,
is now staring us right in the face. Stefan Rahmstorff, who has studied this for over 30 years, recently said something pretty chilling. He stated that he used to view an AMOC collapse as a low-probability risk for humanity. But looking at this new data, he admits he has completely changed his mind. The tipping point is approaching, and it's approaching rapidly.
Section 5. Real-world climate catastrophes.
Now, while this won't be an overnight Hollywood ice age, an AMOC shutdown guarantees catastrophic fallout across the globe. We are talking about accelerated sea level rises of a foot to a full meter along the North American East Coast. Europe would plunge into extreme winter deep freezes. The vital monsoons in Africa would shift, causing prolonged and devastating droughts. Atlantic Canada would face far more intense winter storms, those nasty nor'easters. Ultimately, the sheer disruption to global weather patterns would have absolutely devastating impacts on our agriculture and basic food production systems.
Furthermore, the shifting of this conveyor belt forces massive currents, like the Gulf Stream, to change course entirely. If the AMOC slows down, less water goes to Europe, meaning more stays banked up right on North American shores. The waters off places like Nova Scotia will actually get warmer. And hey, while warmer beach water might sound nice for a summer vacation, it is an absolute death sentence for marine life, because warmer water holds significantly less oxygen.
But it's not all doom and gloom if we act. The scientific consensus on how to handle this is remarkably clear. As Rahmstorff points out, scientists aren't just out here looking for more research money. They want to minimize this existential danger for our children and future generations. The only way to stop this catastrophic shutdown is to attack the root cause immediately. We have to strictly adhere to the Paris Climate Agreement and transition away from fossil fuels as fast as humanly possible to stop that melting ice.
Which brings us to the ultimate question we face today. As we watch that striking cold blob continue to grow and deepen in the middle of our warming oceans, are we ready to make the changes necessary to stop the conveyor belt from halting entirely? Or are we already crossing a threshold we can never come back from? I'll leave you with that final thought to ponder. Thank you so much for joining me in this explainer, and keep questioning the world around you.